So to continue, there are so many ways that we really wanted to adapt, especially for our 21st century learners, knowing that there are six big C's that we really wanted our students to have, but four of which are the most essential four C's: creativity, critical thinking, collaborative, and communication. We want our learners to really deal with these four essential skills so that they will be able to grasp at the same time, be confident in facing these things in their learning and be a global and a digital citizen. So while these individual students will benefit some of these different activities, we envision them with these four or somehow this big range of teaching challenges for our 21st century learners. In the society right now, we knew that we are somehow multicultural already. Some concepts from the European nations, we address them, we welcome them. We also embrace globalization by integrating these technology in our classroom. We also wanted our students to construct meaning. How can they construct meaning, guys? Anyone wants to share their thoughts? What are those examples and new concepts that students can construct meaning? Anybody? Sige. So going back from your sharing last time, I can remember that some of you needs to work with their friends or with their peers so that they'll be able to understand concepts, right? Those are struggling with their peers are somehow helped with their friends. And with that one, it also manifests in the society where collaborative work and working together is important. While individuals will really have additional engagement as they construct meaning, active learning is also essential. You know, in the online class, it's very important that teachers will give the short session and then they would allow the students to navigate on their own. And another thing is that we wanted our activities to be research based and still mixed with the K to 12 curriculum, making it fun, making it continuous, at the same time engaging. Another one is it should be standard based environment. So meaning we don't just give you lessons that are not in the curriculum pattern. So as a teacher, we I just gave you from the first day of class your syllabus, right? If you will be a classroom teacher in the future, you will be looking for your most essential curriculum guide. Or somehow it will be given to you. If you're from the public school, it's from the DepEd. If you're in the private school, your school actually has its own discretion if you will follow certain concepts intended, for example, for grade 3 or you want it advanced. So grade 3 students will have lessons on both grade 3 and grade 4 math and science. So that is why some schools, adto lang ko sa USJR kay kanang advanced sila mga lessons. They are more knowledgeable with these concepts or they have higher engaging with their students. Some students also will make it more interactive whenever they are having it in the life scenario where standard based curriculum is being placed. Another thing that we need to keep in mind is to, as what you've mentioned there, integration of technology and teaching. So, congratulations that you've allowed yourselves to manipulate with those online tools that will make math more easier at the same time um, engaging for the students to understand. But in the real scenario, we can also use Play-Doh, Lego, some wooden blocks, and toys that we can demonstrate in teaching math. Another one is we will be accountable for the life lessons of our students. Not only that we will be accountable, but we really need to check is the lesson still able to be understood by your students? Are they visualizing what is that form of the graph that you are telling to them? We will also be accountable whenever we allow our students to create some visual images and pictures. Diba in math, it's very good. It's nice if you see the product, the end product of why these numbers create such these things. In the coming weeks, we will visit some sites in where you can create certain graph and you will see how it looks like whenever it is put into pictures and some of those augmented reality that we can use especially in science. As a teacher also we need to have new views about the abilities, like if we teach the way our students learn the way they had before, it will rob the future of education. So as a teacher, we need to be a learner every day. So you read books, you do some research, check on those online activities. That is why we may have some old or traditional approach, but still it's still workable or it still manifests its effectivity. But somehow, since it's online, so na yung mga strategies nga dili na yun siya magamit. So change the direction of the wind by by reinventing the wheel. Another thing is that we find opportunity as we give some teaching choice, especially to our learners. So when you submitted, I didn't give you uh, any mandate. You should post it on YouTube, choose this certain apps to create or polish your videos. So I just accepted whatever videos that you have, but I'll be checking them with I'll see more whether the activities that you presented are applicable really for young children, the specific skills and concepts. Another thing is that as a 21st century learners, we would be very engaging in these things that these although these challenges may come up into ourselves, but still we'll be able to address them in a way that it will be approachable. Now how can we address them? So there are three things. First is that as a teacher, we need to really conceptualize the understanding of our students by going back to what is the curriculum guidelines given to our students. So balik yun na siya, objectives, setting of um, the goals intended for the day, what are those concepts that you will be teaching them. Next is involvement and engagement. So we ask the students to explain their ideas, we give them assignments in math problems or in science problems, we allow them to brainstorm. But unlike before, if traditional approach, brainstorming, we allow them to um, we allow them in the brainstorming to really do the triad or think, pair, share. I asked you a while ago if okay lang ba mag-Zoom because Zoom will allow us to do breakouts, no? But since it will also give us the limitations such as the data and the Wi-Fi connectivity, so we'll just use the Google Classroom. Although Google Classroom, it also has its breakout sessions or rooms, but it's still a challenging one. Pero laban lang gihapon. Another thing that we need to come out in mind is that we allow the students to share their thinking process, especially when they do inquiry-based science, asking questions in math, and how they derive with those answers that they have. Now, I have a question. How did your teacher when you were still elementary give